Hello? Can you hear me? Just double checking. Yes, sorry. I'm running a bit late today in starting the stream. So, hello, welcome. Whether you're watching this live or archived, doesn't matter. Yes. Well, it does, because if you're watching this archived, you can't type in chat. But that is about the only difference at the moment. So, yes, Trainz, number 61. Let's read chat. Hiya, Mr. W. Hi. Hello, Kangafango. Hello, Mr. W. Also, wow, number 61. This is the 61st Trainz live stream. Again? Jeez. No, it's actually the first time I've reached number 61. I know, it's because of the emoticon for PogJump that's changed, but yes, there's a joke there. Yep, ready for another stream stuck in text chat. Hello, Slav Eagle, and sorry, nothing I can do. Technical problems and shadows, and nope, not that I know of. Just running a bit late. Poor Eagle, is it your device or just bad internet? There we go. I'll be with you shortly. Here we are, and here yeah we can. Great. Hello, hey. Just to get you more publicly, how does one host someone? So basically what hosting does is that if you have a Twitch channel and people go there, then instead of seeing your offline image, they're seeing the stream of the one you hosted. So that basically it is okay. So if you were to host me, then first of all, thank you for your hospitality. Secondly, that would mean that my stream is displayed on your channel. That's what it does. Here, yeah, we can. Sounds like Yoda, but with an American accent. American I am. 61-1. Yeah. Obviously internet. Funny that is. Maybe just so you can communicate, maybe try Discord voice chat? Alright, sorry. Jeez. Nah, it's just that... yeah. Exactly. Lol, no problem. Didn't mean it bad. Publicity. Publicity? Oh, publicity. Yes, not publicly. Publicity. Yes. Right. Shadows. Mr. Liu said publicity, not publicly. Yep, that makes more sense. I might hop in voice later when people on my server gone off. That is fine. That is absolutely fine. If you want to go into voice chat, you can do whenever you want. Yes. Still, how does one host one? I'll tell. And I'll probably go on voice chat if that's alright. Yes, of course it is. Of course it is. Go to your channel, go to chat menu, and then in your channel's chat type /host. And then the channel you want to host. Quick, more messages. To unhost someone, just type /unhost and it'll unhost whoever you're hosting. He's catching up. Correction, I have caught up. So, episode 61 out of 100, season 1 of 100 of Trainz Live, Milton Valley Railroad Development. Haha. I think you're underestimating this project a little. Meh, that means I'll have to leave the stream, being as there's no real gain for Paradise, as no one will be viewing my channel, probably not do it. Yes, there is not much sense in doing it if there is no one, if you don't expect anyone to watch your channel. Kangfango, and why would I ever want to unhost? Well, maybe if there was a falling out, perhaps. Oh, hello there. I can hear you in voice chat. You joined. Hello. Can't hear you at the moment.
Hello?
Hello, now I can. Hello. Right. So, with that, let us get started.
Hello?
Yes, hello. Test. Can you still hear me? Hello.
I can hear.
Good.
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear
Good.
me?
Yes, I can.
Good.
Okay, so last time, build this. For example, if you're hosting someone before you yourself want to go live, it might be good to unhost first so that people that are waiting for your stream don't start
Oh, yeah.
won't see someone else stream. Hey, nice to hear you. It is. Right, so last time, built this bit. We built this bit. So let's see. Let's actually work on this end here first, on this side of the sugarcane farm. So this empty bit here.
It's really weird to be able to see, like, basically. I mean, I know it's just loading in, but to be able to basically see the edge of the world is really odd.
Yeah, well, it isn't loading in. That is literally the edge of the world there, the baseboard's end. You can see there it drops off.
All right.
Because if I zoom out, you can see that is the edge of the map. I haven't added any more baseboards there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and if you zoom in all the way and you can walk around, then you can see you can actually walk up to the edge and just... You can't really look down. But you can't really look down, but you can see the edge. So, yeah. Also, I think I can hear myself over your speakers. There's a bit of echo, I think. Maybe not. Maybe it's fine now. I'm not sure. I think it's okay now.
Good.
I hope so.
But yeah, I think people have said that about Subnautica, because I think they've turned off the water and gone all the way down to the bottom and found that it just sort of like the land just sort of ends when you go down, and it's been and it's a theory that the whole thing actually takes place on like an island in the sky or something along those lines. I can't remember the exact, but.
Or maybe, and here's a plot twist, maybe it all takes place in a simulation. Maybe it's actually a game someone's playing. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Oh, game. Oh yeah, there's a couple of games that have theories like that, where you're actually playing a game released, like hang on, by a game released by a company in the game itself, for example.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Subnautica has a lore for everything. Since Subnautica is taking place on a water planet. Yeah, interesting.
I saw a really good thing about how, because I don't have Subnautica, but I've seen a couple, about how it uses terror, and it goes quite specifically into the difference between terror and horror.
Yes.
And I think what he said was terror is the sort of the expectance and the fear of something bad happening, whereas horror I think is the actual physical horror.
So yeah, terror is more what you imagine could happen, and horror is a bad thing actually happening to you.
Yeah.
That's probably overly simplified, but I think that's roughly true.
In those basic terms. I was linked it. So I linked it. I would go and watch that video if I were, whenever you got the time. Slovak linked it. Yeah, thanks.
What?
Cheers.
What is who is the by 1 second?
Subnautica doesn't.
Nope, that is wrong.
Video.
Yeah, it is. I might watch that. I might watch that.
Oh, good.
Anyway,
I also saw one. It was in the recommended after I watched that one. It was it was why cosmic horror is so hard to make, and that's a really good one as well.
I'd imagine that cosmic horror, a lot of it takes place in the imagination, because if something is described like this thing is undescribably terrible and beyond imagination, that sort of thing, then in a book that can work, because your mind will more substitute that with feelings a bit. You might see some elements of maybe mouths attached to this gloopy substance with eyes everywhere instead of teeth. That might be something you'd imagine, or parts of it. But that's what you imagine is very vague with those descriptions, which it kind of needs for cosmic horror, because if it's a movie or a game, then you can just see it. It's just there. And that kind of takes away from the horror, because then it's not as mysterious.
In the video, which Slovak has linked again, another one that he has seen, I think he talks about how the closest thing to a true cosmic horror film in certainly recent years is a film called The Bird Box, which I think gets a pretty deep, from what I can gather, gets a pretty decent blend between the physical aspects and the psychological aspects.
I've seen posters for that. Let me chat. It is easy to expect the ocean be kilometers deep. Yeah, I mean, it is on the Earth as well. It is on the Earth as well. But every real physical in-game world has a limitation. It depends. If it is procedurally generated, so if the game is making up the content as and where you go, then the limit is going to be most likely how long you are willing to play. And beyond that, the limit is going to be how long the computer can run. So how long you can pay your bills, basically, and how long you keep the app running, and those kind of limits. And then beyond that, the limits will be how long the power is going to be supplied. And then beyond that is how long the hardware lasts until the hardware breaks down. But if you're talking about procedural generation, and it's if it's running on a computer where it kind of shifts which maybe if it's running on solid state drives and they get renewed and then it shifts over to new ones and new ones and new ones, and it's like something maybe government funded or something like that, where it just keeps going, then you could theoretically have a player, probably a computer player, play a game for as long as humanity can maintain the infrastructure needed for the computer to run, and still managing to not reach the limit with procedural generation, because it just uses where you are to make new stuff. But yes, most games have limitations. Yes. Miss W is talking about this video. Alright, I've seen it and I know what you were talking about. Hence why lol. Hence why lol? Oh, that's why lol. Oh, I see. Cosmic horror video.
I think hence works as well.
Yes, I know. The joke was because he said it as hence why and then lol. And I said it as though it was hence why lol, which is the... Oh, yeah. Seeing that one too. For example, going from a nightly forest scene down into a dark, damp stone brick maze, the door slamming shut behind you. That's terror. Well, depends. Could be. Bird Box was interesting. Good. If after that's happened, a giant cricket comes around a corner and approaches you, that's horror. Depends on how giant you mean. If it's like a giant wetter, then that's not that big. And by the way, wetters can get very big. But I think that movie was rather the Annihilation.
Do you mean that I mixed up Bird Box with Annihilation, Slovak?
Here's an idea, Shadice. Place a dirt pile with a steam excavator. Maybe. Yes, so he says.
Really? I could have sworn that it was. Oh well. To be fair, I only watched it like 2 days ago, something like that. Yeah, if you say so, Slovak.
Right. Mr. W, is there a fan running in your background? Was there a fan running?
I don't think so, but I can hear the fan of my own laptop.
Ah, that was probably what the mic picked up. Haha.
Yeah.
We will
have seen it 2 days ago.
We will have to watch it again and see who is right. I think that the Bird Box, maybe. However, I'm not sure. I haven't seen either of those two movies.
Neither have I.
Shadows, what
like
did
some
you
of
mean? A wetter? Vetter? No, I meant a wetter, as in the insect. A wetter.
That's W-H-E-T, isn't it?
Maybe. I don't remember how to spell it. I'll probably forget. With giant, I mean like the RCT3 props. Oh, that giant. Oh, well, that's nothing. Ahem. Right. I don't know. Bird Box was interesting, but kinda dull. Ah? Ah. Right,
go on.
I think I'll add a bit more forest here.
Yeah. I think that would merit it, yeah. Some of the... I think he also gave, that Cosmic Horror video, I think he also gave examples of how some films have got the... what's it called? Got the physical aspect of Cosmic Horror, like, not the mental and psychological aspect. And some of, like, I think one of the clips was from one of the film The Thing.
Ah, yes, The Thing. Yes, I've seen it. Both versions.
The images on that are just
yes. That's the thing is they used physical effects. They didn't use CGI for that, which adds a lot, I think.
Oh, okay. What do you mean by physical effects? I'm scared.
Well, real life effects, animatronics, basically real life effects. If you see in that one scene where...
Go on.
You. In the one scene where you see, for example, the guy's chest burst open and then bite down on the other guy's arms, they've actually made a prop. They actually made a prop that moves like that, and then filmed that prop. So that's what I mean by physical effects. They just look...
What?
Even though in some scenes it's clear that there are props, in my opinion, it still looks more real, in a lot of cases, than were they to do it with CGI. Anyway, let me read chat again.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, okay. Mr. Slavic Eagle, that's literally two exactly opposite things.
Interesting and dull, they're exactly...
Well, not necessarily. Like, for example, if you watch... Okay, here's an example. Say you attend a history class in school, and the information that is presented is actually interesting. However, the teacher is presenting it in such a dull way. Then it can be interesting and dull at the same time.
I've had a couple like that.
If you want... Actually, on YouTube, there is a channel which is... It's a guy who talks about all sorts of things, mostly sort of ancient, medieval things and ancient things, classical things, that sort of thing. And he would be such a great teacher. The things he says are interesting, and he presents them in a brilliant way. No matter what he's talking about, the way he talks and his body posture and his humor makes you want to watch it. The channel's name is Lindy Beige. Yes.
Oh yes, I've heard you mention that before.
Wetter. No. Is that Wetter?
Tom Scott does that as well, which I think I mentioned him to you.
You have, yes. A couple times, actually. Yes, that is a Wetter. This Wetter.
Yes.
Link doesn't work. You want proper effect? The thing. Exactly, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
This one works. You need to switch it to English. The movie scene Shardise just said. Oh, is that the scene?
But if you don't if you don't mind, I'm gonna quickly take a look at that.
No. Yeah, that is the
Probably
scene.
mute the voice chat.
Go ahead.
Is that okay?
Yeah, you can look at it, but if you are going to look at it, prepare to be disgusted.
Yes. Oh no. I'm not sure I want. No. I'm gonna leave it. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it in the daylight.
You can stop it at any time. If it gets bad, you can just stop it. You are in control of the player.
Leave me alone.
Okay.
I'm a coward.
Miss W.
Okay,
I mean,
here we
interesting
go.
concept, but the way it was done was dull. Lindy Beige, yes. Some might argue that this bus is interesting but dull. I wouldn't. Oh, right, streetlight. Know what that is. I know what that is. Right. Never been on them IRL before, only seen them a few times, but I like it. Well, glad you do. I'm muting Chardise as well, just whilst I watch the scene. Oh, so you are watching the scene. Great. Hope you don't get nightmares. Right, so, as you can see, I'm currently painting the forest floor with the forest floor color. That's difficult. Try saying that 5 times fast. Forest floor color, forest floor color, forest floor color. Bleh, that's difficult. Try that. Forest floor color. Have fun. Indeed. Right. So, forest floor color, forest floor color, forest floor color, forest floor color, forest floor color. Yay! You typed it! Now, just say it. Okay. Oh, 5 people watching. Hello, 5 people. Oh, so let me just check for lurkers. Hello, DT Channy 11. Welcome. Yes. Okay, well, where was the oh right, the last connection with the other road was there. So I think I'll continue this one on this side of the forest. So actually making it go along here, because if it goes along there, there's a bit more to look at for when you're over here. Yes, it's not that noticeable, but if you're kind of looking around, hello, welcome back. Are you sufficient?
Have fun.
Are you sufficiently traumatized?
That scene was actually shown in that Cosmic Horror video. So I had actually seen it before.
Ah, so it was that scene.
The way the chest caves in when he presses it down is
exactly.
And it looks grotesque, by the way. It looks right.
I did it. Hey,
hey,
how you know I was here? Oh, I saw you in the users in chat view there. By the way, Mr. W, try saying forest floor color 5 times fast.
Forest floor color?
Yes.
Is that it? Forest
Floor color. Forest floor color.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Forest floor color. There. Damn it. Forest floor color. Forest floor color. Florist.
Not that easy.
No.
Okay. Hey, I did it IRL and succeeded. Well, congratulations there.
Hold on.
I
think like an old-fashioned tongue twister that the Pilgrims used to do was Willie's rear wheel.
Willie's what was it? Willie's. How did it go?
I'll type it in chat.
Was it Willie's rear wheel or what?
I'm putting it
keep
in the
typing
chat now.
if you want. How about no?
Trying.
Keep trying. All right. Willie's rear wheel. Yes. Nice. Willie's rear wheel. Willie's rear wheel. Willie's rear wheel. Willie's rear wheel. No. Yeah, it is difficult. Willie's rear wheel.
Yeah.
No. I said it the wrong way around. I said Willie's rear wheel. 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 That is difficult. That is a difficult one.
Yeah. Willie's real wheel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, do I want forest there? No, I don't think I do want forest there because I want to be able to see back there. So I'll actually just add some shrubs.
You just end up wanting to go wheel like that.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. And also, Peter Piper picked a pack of picked peppers.
Oh, yeah.
Pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a picked a pack of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Peter Piper. Exactly. That's how it goes, isn't it? That's also one.
Also, you know the she sells seashells rhyme.
By the sea.
Yeah, there's actually some more verses to that. It's the shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure, and I can't remember the third verse.
Well, that's a strange third verse.
Yeah, shut up. And it ends with I think it ends with I'm sure she sells seashells. Even that's the mark of a good tongue twister. When you have to think about it, even when you say it at normal speed.
Yes, that is good. The seashells that she sells are seashells for sure, says Kangafango. Or is it seashells? Who knows?
It's actually Mary Anning is who the poem's about. Who it was sort of the first ever female archaeologist to end up being eventually taken seriously.
Good for her. And good for archaeology.
Yes. Good for archaeology. What's the difference? What's the main difference between archaeology and paleontology? Because if anyone's going to know, you will.
Well, archaeology is basically about ancient human artifacts, as far as I know. And paleontology is about nature more. So about creatures, about plants and animals, that sort of thing. I would suggest that you look it up though, because I am not 100% sure about the difference, but that is what I feel is the right difference. So if you want to know, look it up yourself. In this case.
Yeah.
But yeah, archaeology is more, yeah, it is human stuff. So,
Yeah.
human artifacts, ruins, that sort of thing, buildings, even people, human people, and paleontology is, I think, actually, paleontology is prehistorical archaeology, right? Paleontology is prehistorical archaeology, correct? I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
I've got to say, I do like human people. Although to be fair, I've never met any non-human.
Well, that depends on your definition of people and of humans.
Yes. Very true.
I'll change the color a bit. Yeah, a bit like that.
Everyone's favourite unreliable source of knowledge, Wikipedia. Hey, Chris.
Yes, hello. Hello, Chris. Who knows?
Want me to read chat while you're doing that?
I'll read it. It's a rhyme. Who was that?
Okay.
Missed it. Mary Anning. Alright, fossils. Fossiology. Archaeology is old relics of human structures and such. Wikipedia has entered the chat. Archaeology, or archaeology, is the study of human activity through the recovery and analysis of material culture. Yes. Hi. Hello. Paleontology is also spelled paleontology, or paleontology, is the scientific study of life that existed prior to and sometimes including the start of the Holocene epoch, roughly 11,700 years before present. Yes. So that's basically what I said. Archaeology is the study of human stuff, and paleontology is the study of prehistoric life. Wikipedia bot has left the chat. Wikipedia bot has left the chat. Oh, Wikipedia has left the chat. Oh, I see. Hiya, Shadows. Not fossiliology. Fossilology. Oh, fossilology. Fossilology.
It always astonishes me why people put certain things on Wikipedia. Like Dave Gorman did something about how in his Wikipedia article, it said that he had been, I think it was that he had been to the Amazon jungle, and he never had.
Yeah, I mean, for some people, it's probably just a game. Exactly, a game. It's fun for people. Spreading misinformation, making gullible people believe stuff that's not true.
What kind of sad person does it? It's like I met someone who took the mick out of me for the way I choose to put my hood up. I mean, who the heck is sad enough to do that? I mean, gee whiz. Ugh.
I don't know. I dare Paradise or any of you search the Southern Pacific AC9.
And goes done
sure.
it. So.
Right, done it. Oh, I've searched it as well. Here it is. It's posted in chat. Found it. Yes. Nice locomotive.
No, we're not playing Truth or
It is a nice locomotive.
Again, are we?
What?
We're not playing Truth or Dare again, are we?
I don't think so.
We're not playing Truth or Dare again, are we?
Yeah, no, I don't think so, because it does get quite boring after... Well... how
dangerous.
do I do the colored letters? You type /me space, and then you get the text in the color of your username. Like this. Yeah, but you didn't actually tell him how to do it.
Yeah, but you did. But I just showed him how. How it would work.
Yeah.
And you can also change the color of your username. Well, when you type / it says on the thing.
Slovak Eagle says, Isaac?
Oh, come on.
Is that the new Apple product? Get it because of the I. Anyway.
Ew.
You type /me in front of your message. Nah. Did I miss out any R's? Oh. Anyway. Anyway. Right. I think this area is coming together quite nicely. Maybe if I put the shrubs a bit closer, it would look better.
Even though it's not even nearly finished, it is coming along really nicely. Even though it's likely not even close to being finished. It is coming along very nicely.
Thank you very much. It's nice of you to say.
Yeah, no problem.
Right.
Slovak says yes, and then Awesome Chris says I am a. Can go, hey, I had even posted in the thread I had linked to, first one under the image. In the thread, I basically said the same thing that I wanted to say about the pictures now, whatever that means, which is I think the logo looks like a mix between the SP number 4449 and the the D and R GW/N and W2882, latter of which is an old mallet logo.
Yes, thank you very much. Both of you.
No problem.
Right. Yes, I would have to agree with that, Kango. Well, I would have to agree with that if I had to agree with anything, which I don't at the moment. But I will anyways. Thanks for reading it. Indeed. You've disconnected, by the way. Just so you know. Okay. Not sure what to do behind there. I think probably some more fields, because you've got the forest back there, the other side of which is the yard. Just kind of got this little hedgerow going along there. Although maybe a couple of small trees in there might look quite good. I don't want to put the full large amount of trees in there because I want to be able to see the road back there. Exit Discord, my bad. Yes, you did. Also, about to film the teaser for Central Europe V1.0. Oh, that is exciting. Hello, welcome back. Can't hear you at the moment. You're still muted. Right. There you go. Say something, please. Can't hear you. Sorry, can't hear you. Let me try to exit and enter again. Can you say something, please? Can you please say something? Test, test, test. Alright. Ooh. Interesting stuff. Good luck and have fun. Not the trailer, just the teaser. Yes, you said. I'm about to film the teaser for... Oh, did I say teaser trailer? I meant I read teaser. I thought teaser trailer, but yes. Just teaser. Give me a mo, it's a problem of mine. Okay. Hello.
1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2. Indeed, I can hear you.
You can hear me. Good.
Welcome, 7 people.
Hey.
Where are the other 2 of you?
What?
I said welcome 7 people. Where are the other 2 of you?
Oh.
Because because of 7 of 9, the Star Trek character.
Oh.
The ultimate camelback has returned. Yes, she has. There she is.
You say that just when I rejoin the VC. Thanks a bunch.
Yay!
You're
Yes.
good Camelback.
Yes, this Camelback here. The locomotive is called a Camelback. Oh, did you think he meant? Did you think he meant you?
I didn't know, but it very much sounded like it.
Yeah. Well, this loco is called a Camelback because it's got the cab in the middle of it. So that's why it's called a Camelback. Shadows, I didn't even get that one. I didn't even get one. Oh, haha. Right. So I'm thinking pasture would look quite good here. So let's do that. Okay.
Two kinds of people in this world. Hello again. Yeah, I'm not too bad, Kanga. Like, I guess with this with how life is going, I mean, I think all that most people can say is that they're doing okay. So.
Okay. Right. I need a fence. Actually, should I make it come off the main road? Probably yes. I'll make it come off here, just so you can see it a bit better from the tracks. Just sort of, not that much. Just sort of a bit going like this. I may actually go back and grab the other texture. And also make an entrance come off like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and grab the other texture from here because I remember, or is that? Oh, that might actually be this texture. Oh, it looks like it is. Ha. Oh no, it's a bit of a different one, but it has the same color to it, so don't need to do it. Do any of you play Roblox? No, but I have a suspicion that you do. Right, I see.
Yeah. And he's loving that that coloured that red shaft, isn't he?
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good. We tend to use it for robotic voices.
Yes, but that only had an origin in that one stream, and ever since it's kind of stuck around.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what when they made that feature, what's the point of it?
Maybe just that something stands out a bit more. If someone has something important to say, they can say it with a different color, so then maybe the streamer pays more attention to it if it's important. I'm
gonna try something.
I've known about it, but I've never played it. New Park Jump again. Yep, seen it. Hello / me hello. Apparently it doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work.
Although clever thinking. Right. Wish they just kept the original. Anyway, don't want to say this in every stream. Well, you'd have a hard time saying it in every stream, considering how many streams there are going on Twitch every single second.
Yes. Actually, that's a point. I wonder how many times, like, how many people are streaming at Twitch at one time. That would be good.
A lot, probably. TwitchBot 51356 has entered the chat.
Wait,
XDD. Yeah.
I really want to write an Android book.
Well, then do it.
I really do. I'm focused. Yeah, I know, but like, I've got the basic story, but I wouldn't know how to. I wouldn't like. I think for books, the most difficult thing is the storyline, the basic concept, the gist, but it's getting there from the start. I think is, for me at least, one of the most difficult things.
Well, I know that some people like to work in such a way that they write key scenes first, like maybe one near the end, a very important scene, like a key scene. You write that scene out, and then you work your way backwards and try to think, okay, how did we get here? Well, we got here by a spaceship, maybe. Okay, we know the scene takes place. We know the scene takes place in orbit around a gas giant on a starbase. So, okay, well, how did we get there? Well, a starship. Okay, well, why is the starship not here? Why can't we escape using the starship? It's like, oh, well, the starship. Well, it was a taxi service. The taxi dropped the characters off, or said the players, and now it's gone. That's why they don't have any more.
Yes, those fancy intergalactic taxi services. Of course.
Yeah. Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
What happened to all the other 513, 566? Did you mean 36? Oh, right. Because, oh, right, I see. Well, I don't know. Hundreds of thousands? All right, and then the other one comes. Twitchbot 513568. At Twitchbot 513567. Why are you here? I have replaced you last year. I remember.
Type those out. In terms of writing the key scenes first, if I were to do that, I would probably do it. I would probably do it in like a separate document and then copy and paste it into it, rather than doing it in the same document.
Yeah, that can be good. By the way, those two, I get the reference, Kangafango, from the last stream of last year, where the whole Twitchbot thing started. I remember that Twitchbot got replaced, and yet still inferior enough to misspell something. False. You are false. Better not annoy the Daleks.
Yeah. They can get upstairs now, so be very afraid.
Well, they have been able to ever since. Well, I haven't seen the old Doctor, but they have been able to ever since. Well, throughout the whole reboot. Yes.
Be interesting to know how the Dalek voice was created.
Well, it's not that difficult to speak like that. Adding a bit of distortion to it.
Right.
Although, not sure that the distortion is necessary. I mean, if you've got enough practice talking like that, I think that you can probably get it pretty good without distortion.
I think you missed one as well above my other bot message.
All right.
You are false.
You are false.
You are
I am still very much
alive
and operational. Haha. Yes. So a
That's
bit
why
like
my one.
yeah, that makes more sense.
To misspell something.
Yeah, it makes more sense now. Alive and operational. I get
Be good if there was like a like for certain streams, if it like read out the chat, like for certain smaller streams.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something like that.
Because you can imagine how weird that would be.
Yeah.
With the bigger streams, there's loads, this mass cacophony of voices.
Yeah. However, that lacks emotion, and I think that a lot of the fun that people get out of putting stuff in chat is not necessarily that I know what they're trying to say, but rather hearing me say their message. Because I tend to read them out in a humorous way, a lot of them. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, you missed one above and established one other bot. Yes, right. Right. Shadows, also, it wasn't an intentional reference. Oh, it wasn't. Oh, I thought it was. Just bots chatting. I get it now. Use the nitrox. Nitrox.
Oh, that's nitrox.
Yes, nitrox.
Yeah.
Is that the thing?
Okay. It sounds fast.
But it's actually very, very slow. I don't know. I think it's probably the text to speech plugin. I would guess.
Rather than actual rather than an actual train.
No, I think it's a text to speech plugin for Twitch because that's what we were talking about.
God, no.
Twitchbot
I still
513567. One second. At Twitchbot 513568. I am never false. Step aside. Wanna be descendant? I am inferior.
Wanna be
I am inferior?
Aha. What?
I am inferior.
He's having a few difficulties.
I heard that's why he was replaced.
I still remember that. I still remember in that multiplayer stream where you went like 500 miles an hour for a brief spell.
Yeah.
That was insane. I think Kango's clipped that.
He has, I think, yes.
I think he did clip it. Oh dear.
Right. I think maybe placing a little building back there is maybe good. So let's type shed. Let's look for a shed. Actually, a derelict shed might look quite good here. Abandoned shed.
Twitchbot. Hang on. How many? That's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's I think a million. Twitchbot 5. I might know. Twitchbot 513568 Twitchbot 513567. Ha ha ha. Who was laughing? No. Right. That's another there. Who's gonna go? No, shut up.
Enough.
And you didn't put it, so that's clearly Kango just trying to be them because he didn't put that in the. I don't know. A Twitchbot 51345568 to Twitchbot 513568. Enough?
6,
no
7.
way, I won't stop.
It needs to be a little bit closer to the main road, just a little bit, just maybe over here. The building, I mean.
What style of building you planning to have?
I'm just placing placing an abandoned shed back there. Just something like that. It's quite far away. It doesn't need to be that detailed. Just something like this.
Do you try to keep try to have law in these routes?
Yes, I do. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Have you all heard of the ATSF 3460 Blue Goose? Is that the rail motor?
Okay, just give me a sec.
One second, look it up. No, of course. It's not a rail motor, because I thought it was a goose. I guess it's a streamlined loco. Yes. It is very nice. Yes, it is. Not the galloping goose. Yes, that's a different thing. Yep. Oh, I wanted to ask you this. Why is the Trainz reskin community is different from Trainzim? Probably because yes, I can still hear you. I can still hear you, yes. If you're saying something. It's probably because those who have Trainz probably make more stuff for Trainz because Trainz is more designed for user-created content. So if you've got a player who plays both Train Simulator and Trainz, I would think the likelihood is probably that they're going to make stuff for Trainz. If you have someone who focuses mainly on Train Simulator and isn't really that into route building, that's probably why they're not playing Trainz, then they're probably going to make train simulator repaints and stuff. So that might be the reason, but that is conjecture. Yes, the answer is streamer. Sorry. Streamer. Look, there's a streamer there.
Yeah.
Get him.
Yeah, I thought that was streamer as well.
I don't know. To be honest, never made a TS repaint. Well, I did, but I never managed to get it in. Affirmative. Right. Okay. So
the company that made Trainz, do you think they could get away with making sort of other vehicular equivalent like boats or cars?
Well, Dovetail Games have made a couple of other simulator games. The company who made Train. Firstly, it was Oren. The company's name was Oren. It's an Australian company who made Trainz, but I think they went bankrupt in 2012 or something like that, and then Trainz was bought. The IP was bought by N3V Games, and they've kept it going since then and continue to work on it. I'm not sure what other products N3V is doing. Let's see, what is that link? It would be nice if there were titles to links. Hot Wheels.
Oh, yes.
Something, let's see. It is Hot Wheels accelerators. Wait, are those... Wait, is that a game by Oren or something? I don't know. What is the context of this? Please, supply the context. Oi, streamer, look at me. I am. Okay.
Shower Dalek has entered the chat. Shower Dalek has left the chat. NV3 Games, Dark Reign, The Future of War, Trainz and Fury. Okay. Dark Reign, The Future of War. Sounds very... You wouldn't expect the same company to make Trainz and that, would you?
Yeah, well, they didn't invent Trainz. It was Oren who invented Trainz.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They just bought it. Right. So I'm thinking another field here. Considering that I'm placing a lot of fields here. Right, so what kind of field would fit?
What do you think the field would be? Yeah.
What? What'd you say?
I think we're both asking the same question. What kind of field?
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking one like this. This texture.
Field of what, wheat?
No, it's not that clear. It's just this. Oh, 1 second. Let me see. Let me make sure that's not... Oh, good. It's not payware. Good. Airport Simulator, Bridget, Battlestar Galactica, Harn Bloodline 2. There's a few more that they've just published and not developed, per se. I see. I was laughing yesterday because of NKP 587 cracked whistle in 1988. I bet that sounds funny. Oh well. Right. What are these textures? Alright.
Oh.
But if you made a reskin on a Trainz, you can use it yourself, but you can't share it. But in Train Sim, you can share it. Well, it depends on if you have permission by the author. If you have permission by the author in Trainz, then you can share it. And in my experience, most authors do give permission if you can get in touch with them. I've never experienced an author of an asset to say that he doesn't give permission. I have experienced it that some authors just never even read the
Ignore you.
message. Like, no, they didn't even open the message. They just didn't know that it was there.
Exactly, ignore you.
Yeah, but maybe not even ignoring. Maybe it's just they don't go on Trainz
Don't check their
anymore.
emails.
They're not there. They don't go into their Trainz account, so they don't know that you've sent a message to them.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, just about fair enough. Same. Shreddies. Maybe those authors have left Trainz community, yeah. Unfortunately. Unfortunate, really. Yeah, that is true. There should be a rule in the Trainz user agreement that says that if an author hasn't been active on Trainz, either in the forums or on the download station, for maybe 3 years or maybe 3 years or something like that, that their assets become public domain, so that then you can reskin them and modify them. I think that would be nice.
Similar kind of copyright.
Well, it is a form of copyright, yes. XD Shred Ice. Wow. Why? Do you really find this field that amazing? It's not even finished yet. Yeah, that would be nice. Oh, did not mean to add that there. Right. Unless they explicitly put it in the description. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, not clear.
By the way, these power lines are supposed to come from the dam, the hydroelectric power station.
Oh, yeah.
They don't go all the way there, because, well, the baseboards don't exist all the way there. But they do go in that direction, and in the story, in world, so to say, they do come from there. By the way, Mr. W, do you like modding games?
I wouldn't know how to.
Well, I mean, no, I don't mean.
I don't have.
I don't mean make mods. Sorry, I mean download mods or play modded games. That's what I meant.
I don't have the equipment to do it. I'm a console gamer, and the console I use and the games I play don't tend to have a lot of mods for them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I'm a PS2, not a PS3. Well, I do. I'm a PS3 gamer predominantly. Yeah, and a lot of the things because I try not to go online, that kind of stuff. So I just don't have. No, I don't have any mods for any games. Some of them interest me, but I just don't have any mods.
Yeah, mods I find.
Why'd you ask?
No, I was just wondering because I know that you like playing video games a lot, and I was just wondering if you did that because the thing is, mods are a lot of fun when they work. But with any game that uses mods, there are almost certainly issues. Like for example, Trainz.
Yeah.
Almost every single asset that I'm using here is essentially a mod. It's downloaded from the assets from the download station, and the download station is basically a built-in mod platform built into Trainz where you can download mods, and most of them work. But then sometimes you get some objects like, for example, some signals, which for Switter Gaming, for example, work perfectly. For me, They don't. 3 signals ahead of the end of the track always display the red aspect. It's the same. It is the same version of Trainz. Different build, obviously, because I'm on Mac and he's on Windows. But it should work. Everything else is the same. But yes, actually, maybe some more hay bales would look nice on this field.
Kango said to give another example of a moddable game.
Okay, KSP,
which I think pretty much all that stands for.
Kerbal Space Program. It is a game. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
Yes. Kerbal Space Program.
It wasn't about that.
That is a very moddable game. Also, that is also a game where mods make it just so much more fun. When you add other planets and you look through the mod list, it's a bit like a shopping. It's a bit like doing window shopping. Only everything is free, but there's a chance that it might be poisonous. That sort of thing. Let's see. Where's the rotation? I'm trying to disable the rotation of assets.
It's been years since I've even seen anything to Kerbal Space Program. So is it? So it's more than just the moon then?
Oh yes, it is. It is a whole solar system that comes with the game. A whole solar system. With gas giants, planets with atmosphere, without atmosphere. I think it might even have a comet. I'm not sure though about the comet. And you can add so much more. You can add entirely different stars with mods. You can add warp drive and solar cells. You can add plasma engines. You can add Orion drives. You can add all sorts of stuff on it. Where is the? Oh, there we go. There's an interface.
Kango says that he's actually made a mod for Kerbal Space Program.
Yes, he has.
A yellow star-shaped life attachment. It even had a yellow spotlight, but I never made textures for it or released it a few years ago.
Yes, he has. I know. It is quite a nice mod. I think that's the first mod he's made. Since then, he has made for OMSI 2 the Carnotaurus and the little light cubes and the sign about the fair.
What about you? Do you mod?
I haven't had the need to yet. But when I make, I will make a reskin of some locomotives for the Milton Valley Railroad, so that they have a custom fictional paint job that fits with the Milton Valley Railroad. I've already been in touch with an author who has given me permission to reskin 2 of his assets. I haven't done it yet because the Milton Valley Railroad isn't finished enough to think about those sort of things. But when it is finished before I make the sessions, that's when I'll do that. Other than that, I really have never... If I was playing a game that had mod support and benefited from mods, then the mods that already existed were usually enough. And if I have the itch to code something, then I usually just work on my own games. So, no. But I do really enjoy mods as long as you don't go completely overboard. Because another moddable game is Transport Fever. Have you heard of it?
I think you've mentioned it a couple times.
I've even streamed it once.
You streamed it, didn't you?
Exactly, yeah. That one has so many mods for it. And the mods for that game make it so much better. It adds so much to it. However, it's just, especially with Trainz, it's just so nice. Like if you're looking through the Steam workshop, and you're looking through pages upon pages upon pages of Trainz, and you can see, oh, look at that, you've got the Sterling class. Oh, and look at that, you've got a Castle class. And oh, look at that, you've got... It just carries on and on and on and on. There's so many, and the thing is that...
You can get a bit overwhelmed. The
thing is, it's so easy to download them. Just click subscribe, and it automatically download and put in your game. And then when you've downloaded the mods, you want to okay, you go into the workshop with the intention of maybe downloading maybe 5 or so locos. Then 3 hours later, you've downloaded 300 locos, and you're using maybe 80 gigabytes of space on your computer, and that is not as unrealistic as it sounds.
No, I have no doubt of that.
Let me read chat now.
You've got quite a bit to read.
I do. Dave Snow, book author and author of US Assets and Locos for Trainz, for example, often says in the description that reskins are permitted. It's a really nice thing to do. Yes, it is. It is. Yes. All right, Shadows, for example, give as another example of a moddable game. I know that was back before I had given the other examples, but another one, which is very obvious. A lot of mods are out there for it. It is a sandbox game. It is called Terraria. Yes, that has so many mods for it. So many mods. I know what you thought I was going to say.
I'm actually playing the other one right now, and I've got Terraria.
Haha. Yeah, nice. They in Terraria 1.4 they actually added a story mode, which is kind of like a peaceful mode, which is very nice.
Wow.
Right.
No, not Gmod, Kango. I think your stream's delayed a bit. You might want to just hit pause and back again.
Here's the cracked whistle of that. Oh, I want to listen to that. You may hear it over the speakers a bit. Hopefully there's not an ad.
I don't mind.
Let's see. Here she comes. Okay.
Yeah, the choo-choo. Aww. Aww. Sounds like she's got a sore throat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, bless.
Oh. I think that is one of the most adorable steam locomotives I've seen.
I know, yeah.
Simply because of that.
Alarmingly adorable.
Yeah, it's like you want to wrap a scarf around it and
yeah.
and give it hot cocoa.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, sure. All right. I've actually made a mod for KSBS. I used Starship Light attachment. It even had a yellow spotlight, but I've never made textures for it or released it. Yes. This was a few years ago. 3 or 4? I am unsure. Can't remember now. KSP was made with Unity 3. Yes?
With the question mark, I thought you said either 3 or 47.
Ah. 3. Well, it was a while ago. Well, how long? Well, I mean, it was either 3 to 47 years ago. Yeah.
3 to 47 years ago, I get confused.
Yes, KSP was indeed made with Unity 3D, the same game engine I'm using. And hey, they're working on KSP 2, which has so many new features. Really? Yeah, it's going to have base building elements, multiple solar systems supported from the start of it. It's going to have so many new features that the community has wanted for such a long time. However, that game was announced, I think, 2 years ago, something like that. And it started out well. And they are very periodically releasing kind of behind-the-scenes videos. So they are working on it still. However, there has been a lot of controversy around that because it was originally, I think, a partnership between 2 companies. And then one company... the bigger company said, okay, they're pulling out of the project, they're going to stop funding unless the developers come and work for them and make it their own project. So they basically blackmailed the other company into giving them the project. Otherwise, they couldn't do it. So some developers just left completely. Others had to join the other company. And from what I've read, and this was way back when it actually happened. From what I've read, it was quite a toxic environment there.
It sounds like
from that event. I don't know what the situation is like now, because that was probably over a year ago now, actually. But yes, they are still releasing behind the scenes videos, development videos. So it is still being made. Yeah. Right, so let me read chat. And I have Unity 3D. There was like a KSP package to import into Unity. And then you export it. Don't know the process anymore, but I did it back then. Yeah. But by that he's talking about the modding. There is a Unity package which has all of the scripts needed to export a mod for KSP. So you make it in Unity, and then with the package you run the script and it exports it as a KSP mod, which you can then import into KSP. Right. Kind of. I did manage to get it in Southern Pacific Class A6. Have you heard of it? No, I don't think so. You might take a look. I might. Trainz, yeah, I did get those objects in. Apart from actual models, I've done loads of repaints for OMSI2. For the Optara Spectra alone, I've done 40. Yes, yeah, you have. And it's, as some might say, bloody mad. Don't know who might say that, but some might say that. Lovely. What is that? Ah, yes. An Atlantic, I believe. Very nice. Oh, look at that. I need to have it. Is that the mod page for it? Yes, it is. It is the link to a mod for Transport Fever 2? Yes, Transport Fever 2. Bus mod. Double bus mod.
See, I wouldn't... Go on.
No, you go ahead.
I wouldn't think... Actually, no, you go, because the point I'm trying to make, you might have quite a bit to say about it, so I think you should finish chat first.
Okay, sure. Us. Not as other... Okay, Gmod? Terraria? Ah, Minecraft. No, it was Terraria. XD. I said it after, but thanks. XD. Aw. Pour the hot cocoa in the water tank. Yeah, sure, that will make it feel better. 47?
Yeah.
The Nickel Plate Road 587 is a H60 2A2 Mikado. Oh yes, the Mikados are nice. They are nice. This, Mr. W. There's a link there.
I think that's like a trailer for
yes,
KSP2.
that is the trailer. It is that trailer. The thing is, someone a long time ago, a fan, made a trailer for KSP1 with that song. And so when they announced KSP2, they got permission to use that song to kind of as an homage to that original fan, well, that fan trailer for KSP1 and the fandom of the game. And it is a very, very nice trailer. Not in-game footage, though, yes. I wish it was, but it isn't. Yep, they did do a devlog where they filmed the individual developers, which was meant to be a bit funny and such. I think it was meant to show that they're still having fun with what they do. Probably, yes. Oh, well. Yeah, but the thing is, if you are trying to show that you're having fun... Unless you're a good actor, it just looks fake, because then what you end up looking like is you end up looking like you're trying to have fun, which implies that you need to try to do it because you're not actually having fun. So, yeah. I mean, if you're a good actor, then that's fine, but, yeah. Oh, and there's a link to the Mikado. By the way, Mikado is the wheel arrangement. Yes? Very nice indeed. That's 587. Over 40, yeah. Trainz, thanks. This too. Comes with a fictional 156 printer railcar. Oh, that's probably another Transport 2 mod. It is. Yeah, so you can see, you're already going down the rabbit hole. And then you see the screenshots of it and you think, oh, it's just one click away and it doesn't even cost anything. Why don't you just click it? Just click, just download it. And then, yeah. Oh well, nice.
10 hours later.
Exactly. There, Kangafango, if you were curious how 487 looks like, it's here. Sorry. Nice. For posting in. No, that's absolutely fine. As long as you don't spam, I'm fine with it. Trainz, yeah! Sadly, Canal didn't put the correct whistle. Let's get this devlog filmed. A bit like that, yes. So go ahead. You wanted to say something? Say it. Now's your chance.
Okay. See, for Kerbal Space Program, it seems to me like the kind of game that you wouldn't do a sequel for, but you would just put add-ons to the original game. Like Terraria or Minecraft, where you wouldn't have a sequel, you would just have add-ons.
Yeah, well, the thing is that KSP's lifeblood is the modding community. Which means that basically most things have been made for KSP as a mod, whether it's a serious improvement on the game or just something silly or plans, whatever. There's so many improvements on that. So the actual platform, so KSP itself, for most players, has become more of a platform upon which the game that they are playing was built by mods, kind of. Because KSP relies so heavily on mods for a lot of players. So to do some drastic changes or improvements, like for example, to have... Okay, so in KSP, you go to planets mainly just for bragging rights, really. It's like you see a planet out there, and it's like it's like a planet. You go to the map view, you see a planet out there, and it's like the planet is saying, "Oh, look at me! I'm floating all the way up here. I bet you can't reach me," and then get back home again. Yeah, and then it's like
your flag on it, and then
yeah, you can literally do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a challenge accepted, and then you try to build a spacecraft that can actually manage to go there and back. The challenge of it is in the engineering, and then in the execution of actually getting there, getting back.
Yes.
It's not an easy game. It's not an easy game, but it is a very fun game.
Yeah.
But that is basically it. There is a career mode. Well, there is a science mode in which you only start with some basic parts unlocked, and then you have to complete scientific studies on different planets and different biomes and things like that to unlock more parts. So you're trying to get through the tech tree, and that is the goal of it, to get through the tech tree. There's also a career mode, which you also have to worry about money. So the rockets that you build cost money. However, the only way you can get money is through completing contracts. Like one contract might be get into orbit of this planet. And that's a contract. So if you do that, you get money. But then that just isn't fun to me, because it kind of just feels slapped on. Because, yeah. Anyway, if you played it, you would see more where I'm coming from. Anyway, so
I can definitely go on.
Yeah. So the appeal of it, the goal of why you're out there is just to basically be out there, to go to the planets, to explore. That is the goal. But the thing is, on the planets, there's really not that much to see most of the time, because the planets are procedurally generated, which means it's most of the time it's just flat with maybe a few rocks very, very far apart, and that's basically it for most of them. So there's not much to actually do once you get there. So the original...
Are there like Easter egg aliens or references to them?
Yes, there are Easter eggs. There are definitely Easter eggs there, which you can find, and that is another goal. Oh, I'm placing the wrong spline. But yeah, with KSP2, one of the main things is that you have... They have a system for you to build colonies. You can get to a planet, and then put down buildings there. Yeah? So then you can ferry people between the colonies. You can keep them going. You can supply them with food supplies. They did say that Kerbals won't be able to starve, but the efficiency of the colony will drop if you don't keep them supplied. So then that gives you additional goals, and it gives you more stuff to do on the planets. And that holds... And they have... they're going to have many different solar systems to explore. So you're not... Yes, with mods, you could... With KSP1 mods, there are a lot of them which added new solar systems onto the existing map. But it was more like... It was very far... It was... It was a bit of a compromise, though. I won't go into the details, but yeah.
Yeah.
With KSP2, it's going to have native support for that. It's going to be a main point of the game. There are going to be multiple solar systems. And then if you set up a colony on a different solar system and you have ships going back and forth from that, it is implementing those things into the original would mean that you would have to change a lot about it. And that is an issue which Microsoft actually has. Well, in two ways. Microsoft has for Windows 10, because in Windows 10 there are just... Windows 10 has such great... Well, such big compatibility. It is so many ancient things are compatible with it that it is kind of hampering a lot of it. It can cause a lot of issues in areas because a certain thing has to be done a convoluted way because it has to still be compatible with very old stuff and things like that. That's one thing. And Microsoft also have that issue with Mojang. Mojang, the company who make Minecraft, was bought by Microsoft for I think $2 billion. And with Minecraft, okay, so Minecraft is a game of systems. A game of interacting systems. You've got, okay, so the way the tools progress from wood to stone to iron to diamond to netherite now, I think, to diamond, for example, that is a progression, That is one system, because you need this thing to get that thing, to get that thing, and then so on. And then that system interacts with the enchantment system, so you need levels and lapis lazuli, which means that you need to have found lapis lazuli, which means you need to have dug deep, which means that is another system that interacts with it. So Minecraft is, on basically every level, a game about systems. And when you want to change something radical, when you want to do something with it, then it is very, very difficult to balance all those systems, because, for example, with
Yeah.
the latest release, 1.16, the Nether update, which actually the second update called that, they wanted to introduce a new tool set. Yeah? Something better than diamond. Yeah? Something better than diamond.
Yeah.
So, but that was very difficult because, of course, they could just add another ore into the normal world and make that the best thing. But then that devalues diamond. Diamond then just tools then just becomes another stepping stone on the progression list to the best thing. Yeah, if you just kept expanding the system, which means that what they actually did was they made it so that to get the new best thing, you actually need to upgrade diamond stuff. So you have diamond stuff, and then you add something to it to make it better. Yeah? Which is basically a way so that basically they made it so you still need the old thing. So basically compatibility. They want the game. They can't have the game change too much because they're dependent on their fan base, on their players. If they change the game too much, then it wouldn't really. You'd lose a lot of interest from a lot of people, and that wouldn't be good. So, it's kind of a balancing act, which.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with KSP, it would
maybe
be
it would be good
even
for.
more so.
Maybe it'd be good for KSP if there were like different modes. If there was like colony mode and then there was exploration mode.
Maybe. Although I think the two can exist harmoniously. Also, I really like how this area's turned out back here, with the forest and the field and the hay bales and things. Anyway, now it's time to continue working on this bit here. I want to finish this bit.
I can read. I can read
yes.
chat while you're doing that if you want.
Yes, that would be very nice. Thank you very much.
Oh no.
Why, is there a lot?
Yes. Where were we? Where? No, shut up. Don't put anything in chat, please. I think we were at the Mikado.
Yes. It was like...
KSP2 is also said to feature multiplayer. I officially found an ugly loco. Well, not ugly, it's just weird. The original KSP also had an MP mod, but it didn't work flawlessly, whatever MP means.
Multiplayer.
The
MP means
official
multiplayer.
The official soundtrack of KSP is also quite nice. The space music too. And then when you head towards the planet again, towards the upper layer of the atmosphere, music off.
Exactly.
Also, KSP is made. KSP is made with Unity 3. Please, can I just read this?
One second, I just want to say something to the music thing. That is a very interesting thing because in KSP, whenever you get out of the atmosphere, whenever you reach space, this beautiful, transcendent, majestic music starts playing. Yeah? But the thing is, as soon as you enter the atmosphere again, it just cuts off. So it's like this beautiful, transcendent... oh no. I'm back in the atmosphere. Oh no! And then panic starts, and that is so beautifully done. Anyway, now you can continue. Thank you.
Chris, here's the so-called Southern Pacific 2-8 for Berkshires. Ooh, lovely, very interesting looking. What kind of smoke deflector is that, though? Kango, it's a weird, and that's for sure. Looks nice though. Now, here's the version without the smoke deflector, which is better. There's a link. I like both. I think the former one's a bit more interesting. There's quite Kango to me. There's quite a bit of background noise at the moment. Is the stream on speakers? I just want to without speakers. Yeah, Kango looks lovely. At Shout Ice, Kango is quiet. Boom. There we go.
Thank you very much. Right.
Yeah. In terms of like, especially ambient music in games can play a big part. Because I remember when I was at a point in one of my RPG games where there was no music playing,
and it was raining, and I was outside, and just the sound of the without any music, the sound of the rain on the ground in like the little town that I was in was just amazing.
Yes. Yeah, I can imagine. It sounds really good.
Mm. Yeah.
I do really like rain.
Mm.
Right.
I don't like being I don't like being out in it, but I'm not. Although to be fair, I think I prefer rain to like extreme heat.
Yeah. Right. This is where a fill in, like a paint bucket tool would be useful. You would just could click inside and then would just fill this area with it. But sadly, that is not a feature in Trainz. But it's not bad. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Right. Mr. W, do you like playing sort of simulation tycoon type games? Have you ever tried them?
I don't have. No, I don't. Not properly. I don't think. I've not really had the chance to try a game like that. But I can see why people. I can see why people would find it appealing. Yeah.
Right, because do you think you might find it fun to watch in a stream?
Well, yeah, especially when you're creating a route in Trainz. It's nice to watch. It's lovely to watch the progression of it.
Yeah. Well, that's not really a tycoon game.
Oh, you mean like Roller Coaster Tycoon when you stream those?
A bit like that, yeah. I mean more like Transport Fever, OpenTTD, that sort of thing.
I wouldn't know what those games look like. I mean, if they're anything like RCT3, it is nice to watch you build the park, but yeah, I wouldn't know because I missed that because I wasn't there for that Transport Fever stream.
Ah, well, it's uploaded on YouTube. Aha. Although with the one with the stream, the Transport Fever 2 stream I did, I started with the US tileset, which means that everything is basically very dusty desert themed. There is also the European theme, which is much more vibrant, and that's so yes. Jeez, do I want to have all these trees here? Yes, I do.
Shout out, or if you had a bigger brush.
Yes, a bigger brush would also be useful. But that is a thing which I've been saying on stream ever since I started streaming. I think I might have even said it in the first ever Trainz stream climb. That was a while ago.
61 of these. Yeah. 61.
And that's only Trainz.
Yeah.
At the start,
I gotta say, I do expect a big party for 100.
Big party. Well, don't really know what
if we're out of this pandemic. Yeah. Yeah, you don't seem like the kind of person who would party a lot.
Depends. I do.
Maybe just a very specific kind of party.
Well, I don't like alcohol. I don't like the way it smells, and if it's anything like it smells, then I definitely don't like how it tastes.
Yeah,
and as for
nice.
and as for music, I do love music. It's just a lot of current pop music I don't really like.
Yeah.
But the socializing,
I can relate to that.
Yeah, but the socializing side of it, oh yeah, definitely. I would actually love to go to more social events, especially in the socially deprived state that a lot of the world is currently in, yes, definitely.
Yeah, I can get definitely, yeah. Because I've never been to a party like that, but I don't like alcohol. I've only ever had it once, and that was by accident. But yeah, if I were to go to a party, it would be because of the social aspect as well.
Yes. Right. Oh, we've only got 13 minutes left.
Okay.
Doesn't feel like doesn't feel like 1 3/4 of an hour have already passed, does it?
I know.
Hmm.
Especially considering we've been on voice chat for all that time. It feels like most of it, like, I know it's not been, but because it's passed in so short time, it feels like most of it just must have been in silence.
Yeah, it feels like that, but it hasn't been. It actually hasn't been. Although on Saturdays, I am actually quite happy that I am able to run the game for 5.5 hours and then also do another 2-hour stream right after it, basically for both talking basically non-stop. I was a bit worried that I would have to drop the stream on Saturday, but no, as it turns out, I can do it. So quite happy about that. I think another.
Yeah, I mean you're bloody exhausted after doing it, but yeah, I'm glad you didn't have to drop either.
Yeah, I am exhausted. That is true, but yeah, I think I said this last time as well. But for some reason, when I'm doing something creative, that I'm quite used to doing, like for example, building this Trainz route, because I've been building Trainz routes for many years. It's second nature to me. I can do it, most of it, without really having to focus on it that much. Which means that when I'm tired, I can kind of
get more done.
Yeah, I can kind of shut part of my my processing power off for a bit at least. And still get some quite good work done because so actually quite a good fit.
I get what you mean by that. Yeah.
Right, a few more trailers. Maybe just one of them. I can hear myself. Yes, I could hear myself. Haha.
There's only 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's fine. Let's get one of these ones. The steam shovel.
Because I remember we had those issues when I put my headphones in and then took them out just so I could move to do something. I had to reset the voice for Discord.
Yeah, right.
Hang on, where were you? Chat. Yeah, if you have a rush. Kango shout out to VR run of the entire Milton Valley Railroad. I don't think Train supports it, but so what? Maybe you could walk while you were doing it. Chris, more locos from Southern Pacific have arrived. We have the 2882 MC1, the 288 MC2, the cab forward version of the MC. Shut up! Stop putting stuff in chat. The cab forward version of the MC-1, the 2662 MM1, the MC42882, the MM2, the cab forward version of the MM1, and the 4662 AM2 mallet.
By the way,
mallets and cab forward.
Yeah.
Yes.
So those numbers with the dashes between them, so like for example 4662, that refers to wheel arrangement. So the first number is how many yeah, the first number is how many piloting wheels it has. So leading wheels, the small ones at the front. The central numbers are how many driving wheels it has. So, for example, with 2662, it has 4 front wheels, so 2 either side. Then it has a bogie of 6 wheels, so 3 either side, and then it has another bogie of 6 wheels, which are separate. So it has 2 bogies of driving wheels, and then 2 trailing wheels, so 1 either side, which is a mallet design, which means, it has not the rigid single set, but rather 2. Which means that you can have larger steam locomotives, because basically going around corners would otherwise be very difficult, if not impossible. Right.
Mullets and cab forwards are always a nice mix, as Kango. Imagine a mallet articulated version of the LNERP2, and then there's a link. Kango, to you, Shadow Ice. Sounds like a rusty old Screech robot is mimicking you.
It does.
Kango 2662 have 1 pilot wheel on either side, not 2. But you're right. Cheney 28882.
Well, the example was a 4662. Did I accidentally say 2662? I may have done. Sorry.
Possibly.
I may actually add a little bit of a backdrop back there. I'll see what it looks like with a backdrop. All right, you did say 4. My mistake. Oh well, that's good. Right, so
how are the rest of your games coming along?
Say what?
How are the rest of your games coming along?
Oh right.
How are the rest of your games coming along?
Yeah, I got it now. Well, at the moment I'm focusing on getting the Coleman Mountains Railroad released, which is progressing. However, there are still issues with the trailer, with the frame rate, because of how laggy Trainz there are. In the recording of the trailer, there are duplicated frames or doubled frames, which then results in lag in the trailer, and obviously that's not great for a thing that you want people to buy, to show off, oh, it's laggy. Which, I mean, that's just due to my machine, really, in that case, because it is actually a very performance-friendly route. At least on the settings I'm running. But yeah, the thing is that there is a way of getting rid of those doubled frames. However, it doesn't seem to work at the moment. I don't know why.
Okay.
So there have been questions posted to the forums, and there's been a response. Now it's just kind of going back and forth a bit. Once that has been released, then I'm going to focus on getting Living Art released, and also doing the continuing to write the script for Earthship Canterbury. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the moment it is just a bit much. Because the thing is, when I continue the script, when I continue writing the script for Earthship Canterbury, then I want to do all the associated stuff with that basically in one go. So which means probably doing a rewrite, as well, some parts of it at least. And then also the props, of course, figuring out how that will all work, maybe making some of them myself, don't really know yet, doing the models for it, for the CGI parts, getting a green screen, that sort of stuff. So I want to do all of that in one go, basically, so that I don't have to get worked into it, and then go back out, and then get worked into it again.
Yeah.
So, yes. And with the current lockdown situation anyway, I've decided to focus more on projects that I can actually feasibly complete now, rather than whatever that. Yeah, but when lockdown, when I've done the Coleman Mountains Railroad, when that's uploaded up for sale, and Living Out as well, then hopefully lockdowns will have decreased in severity to the point where it is actually allowed by the government for a few friends to meet outside to film a film. Yes. So then it's full steam ahead. No, it's not a steam spaceship.
What about... That would be awesome. What about, like, a steampunk spaceship?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, that would be nice.
What about Gale Rock?
Gale Rock.
Is that
That Gale Rock is in the pile of potential future projects. It is... The thing is that because I want to get projects finished, I'm not taking on more projects because I've already got so many currently underway. When I finish some more projects and it's time to start a new one, then either I'll have a really, really exciting idea that I'm really, really excited about at that point in time, which I'll then do that one, or I'm going to look through ideas that I've had before, maybe some prototypes that I've done before, and then maybe pick one of them and then turn one of those into a full game. And Gale Rock is in that group. Because the prototype that I've done, there were some issues with water, but... are some issues with the water shader, but other than that, the prototype is working really very well, which means that I can actually turn it into the game I want it to be, which is a very good criteria that a game has. It is that a prototype can have. So, yes, when I finished some projects of mine, then maybe Gale Rock. I hope that's a satisfying answer.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to more. What about Kango asks, and what about Prototype 01?
Prototype 01 is also in that pile, yes.
Yeah, you're like me. You're like me. Whenever you get an idea of any form, you start creating it, and then you just leave it and come back to it whenever.
Yeah, I used to do stuff like that basically all the time, which meant that I only very rarely actually ever finished anything.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah, so what I have started doing instead is prototyping. I've got a really exciting idea for a project, so I don't start the project itself, I make a prototype. I see if there are any... So basically, I'm going... In the prototype, I put in the basic gameplay loop. So basically, only placeholder assets, just to see if the software actually supports it, if I can actually technically do it, and secondly, if I still find it exciting when I've actually started doing it. Because a lot of the time, I'm really excited about a new project, but then when I start it, it very quickly becomes either boring or tiresome or things like that. So then in the prototyping process, I would notice that it becomes boring, and then I don't put any more time into it. Which is what I did with Gale Rock, and it's the same that I did with Prototype 001, or 01, I mean, and also quite a few other games as well. But yeah, both of those, Prototype 01, I mean, and Gale Rock, are games which technically, so on a technical level, do work with Unity. I know how to make them work. And they also are both exciting projects to me. So both of them stand a really good chance of becoming a future project once I've actually finished some of my current ones.
Right. I'm going to have to go soon. So do you want me to chat?
Yes, please. If you've got the time.
Okay, so... I should have fine. Cheney, do you have physics, PHYSX, off on Trainz?
I don't have it on. It's off, yes.
Okay, Kango says pretty sure he has it off. Kango, I'd love to stream Living Art. Shut up. I'd love to stream Living Art once it's released. Not sure if it's the ideal game to stream, but I definitely enjoy it, as would I. And the soundtrack of Living Art, amazing stuff. Love them all.
Aww.
Which, again,
thanks.
I do as well.
Made it myself.
Kango, like Prototype 01, Gelrock, yes. Never a ban in Gelrock. Love the guy's voice on the phone. Actually had me laughing quite a bit. Same here. And then here was me. Hello. Welcome to your new summer job at Gelrock Lighthouse. And go same with Trainz. And go same with
It's a bit different though, but also a little similar.
Yeah. Kango, same with Train Route, Mr. W. No! XDD, ha. That's hilarious. That is me. Glad you enjoyed it. As you know, the beacon has to be turned on when it's raining, and of course during the night. I think it's fair to mention that there are these little roaming these little roaming your little island, and they do become active at night. Just made the critters part up, don't worry. Shout eyes, yes, you made it yourself. It is called the O! !ST. Cheney, the VGN EL-2 would be great for your Coalmint Mountains Railroad. Critters! I forgot the word critters! XD. Right.
Thank you very much. The stream is now basically... I'm only going to need to... the stream will only be like 1 or 2 more minutes. I'm just putting some sheep in this field and then it's over. Do you think you can stick around for that? Or not?
I mean... How long? How long did you say?
Maybe like 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Like that.
Great. Right. So...
thanks for reading it. Thanks for reading it, Mr. W. No problem at all.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm really intrigued.
Yeah. So I've actually now finished this part of it. I just need to do this little bit here, this tiny little bit, but I'll do that next stream. Actually, you know what? Just put some grass there. I'll just put some grass there, so you can see. Just kind of like this.
Shower Dice, do you think you'll have a look at D. Cheney's suggestion? I haven't seen it myself, is what he says.
I think that I will, yes. The VGN EL2. Right. So, I still need to do this bit back there, going over to linking to the other side. However, yeah, that is this. Well, a few more rocks. Just because it would look a bit stupid without them there.
An hour later.
An hour later. Nah. Well, just this little thing more. Nah.
Just a little bit more.
Just a tiny. Yeah, just. Oh, I know what's wrong. I haven't turned the thing back on. The randomly rotate objects. That's what's wrong. Anyway. Right. So. This area it's finished, yeah? You can tell by me still working on it. But no. Right, now it's finished. It actually is finished. So this is it. This is this little area finished. The sugarcane part of this route is almost done. So in total, if you look at it on the map, I still need to do this little bit up here, connecting this little strip, and I need to do this side of it. So Basically, the thing that you can see now, that is all I need to do. Just going from back there over to here. Then the sugarcane area, the sugarcane branch industry thing is going to be finished. So yes, very exciting stuff. Oh, a thumbnail. Do you think that... do you think that this is going to be good?
Mind, you're going to have to leave it.
Do you think this is going to be a good thumbnail?
I think you had the perfect... Leave it.
Okay.
Leave it as is, because mine's on a delay.
Is this good, do you think?
Maybe the other side?
Maybe. Although I did have it from this side. I did have it... Well, I did have... Actually, let's go over to the other area. Because here I've got the hay bales on. This might look quite good. Well...
That
maybe.
looks quite nice.
It does look quite nice. Maybe with the tree on it, on the side. Actually, maybe if I zoomed out, maybe this would fit better with this. Yeah, I'm sure... Yeah, this looks good, I think. I think this looks quite good.
Yeah.
Just leaving it like this.
With the car.
Yes. Right.
With the car in the shot? There
yes, with the car in the shot.
Like, maybe make it look like it's taken from the ground level. Maybe make it look like it's taken from the ground level.
I'm going to leave it like this. Yeah, like that. This is good. This is a good... I'm going to take a screenshot of that. There we go. Right, so thank you very much for sticking around till the end of the stream. Yes. Thank you all very much for sticking around till the end of the stream. Number 61, this is. Number 61. So, yes,
Yay.
I'm just going to read chat and then shout out, so, yeah. Okay, if you have to go, then good night, Wesley. Sorry,
That's
Mr.
fine.
W.
No, it's fine. I'll stay to you.
Right.
I'll stay.
Okay.
I'll stay till you end. Not going to take very long.
Right. Reading it. Alright, here we go. Do you think... There we go. Where was I? Share this. Do you think you... Right, you already read that. Seems to be this. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's... One second. No, that... Is that the thing? No. That isn't the thing. I think he means a steam loco because... The thing is that my route isn't electrified. Although it may be that. I think it's probably the steam loco. Anyway. That's why the trees you placed near the billboard look the same. It is. Shall I say some foxglove outside the fenced off areas? Maybe. How about it? Nice, Shadows, looks great. Yeah, I was about to suggest. Thumbnail part, yes, looks nice. A few bunches in the grass patch in front of the blue pickup. Maybe. Alright. No, there's bound to be a good one in there. No! What? Thanks very much, Shadows, and Mr. W. Was very nice. Read shoutouts and shout out chat, yes. Shadows, Star Trek characters at this hour? Yes. Mr. Crusher. Exactly. Right. It's actually one of my favorite characters of TNG. When I first watched it. Anyway, yes. So thank you all very much for watching. Shoutouts. Kangafango does lovely stuff on Sundays. He streams OMSI 2 map building, Trainz map building, also truck driving. Maybe also a little bit of train simulator, perhaps. I don't know.
Did he want to do RCT, or am I imagining that?
RCT? I don't think he did. I don't think he does. I do though, as you can see on the thing right there.
Yes. Yes.
Also,
on Thursday.
Also, congratulations everybody for turning up at the correct time, because there's actually the first one of these Tuesday streams that's an hour earlier. So congratulations, you've earned 24.5 points. Redeemable at your local train store.
Also Slovak is part of a Central Europe development team, and Trainz, I'm sure they have a Discord server somewhere.
They do. Yes, that's true. Central Europe is a
So
Trainz map free.
Yeah, so go give our little baby bird some love. God knows he needs it.
Yes. So, one last chat read, and then that'll be it. So, thanks for the shout out. Thank you. Me and Train Simulator? Ho, ho, ho. Ah, that is a clue. No, it's not a clue. It's a confirmation. It is a confirmation that you will be doing a Christmas Train Simulator live stream. That is confirmation. Post it on Reddit. Anyway, for the stream, for the shout out, for all, you are very welcome. I hope that you were actually able to see the stream and it wasn't just constantly buffering. Might do a full-on TRS-19 stream this Sunday. Why? I really enjoy OMSI2, the map. It's looking very nice. I think that I'd miss it if you did that. 24.5 points noted. Bye all. Reddit? I wouldn't dare. Okay.
XD.
Yes. So with that, thank you all very much for watching, and bye.
Bye.
Just waiting a few moments for people to catch up.